Hey everybody, Gilbert here. I bought some KingArt round brushes. This is my first time purchasing their brushes, so I wanted to do a video review. And I did buy a few different styles of their original gold series. We have the number 4 and number 2 script liners here. This is the 9050 series. So they always put what number brush size is on the very end here. So we got a 90504 and 90502. So these are script liners. I have a number 6 round pedal brush. This one is named. And this is the 9430-6. So it's a size 6 brush and it's their round pedal series. And this one is supposed to be really good for thin to thick to thin lines. And so I'm excited to try this one. I'm excited to try all these, honestly. And then I purchased 3 brushes that are in their round stroke series. And this is the 9040 line, and then this is 9040. All these are 9040, but again, it's a 6. I have a 4, and I have a 2. And the last one I purchased in this line is a round 9000-4, so a 4 round. And once I take these sheets off of them, I'll be able to give you a better explanation of the differences between those two. And I can already see it just from looking at the chisel tip and or the very tip of the bristles there. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and remove the protective casings on these and take out the sizing. I did notice right away on this 9430 pedal round, or round pedal, there's some indentation right here, as if some petals were lost, or excuse me, bristles were lost in the making of the brush. So we'll see how that affects it. All right. So this is the 9004 round. I have a pail of water next to me on my right hand side. I'm just going to take the sizing out, dry them with the brush, and put them, dry them with the towel and put them back down. These feel very snappy already, which is pretty cool. This is the round stroke, number 6. The round stroke, number 4. Round pedal, number 6. And this is the number 2 round stroke. Number 2 liner. And number 4. I really do love the paint color of the handles on these brushes. They seem very nice. They are nice and soft finish on them in the hands. I think they're a really pretty brush. Okay, so I want to start with the comparison between the round and the round stroke. And so I'm going to grab a number 4 of both sizes, and I'm going to show you the difference. In my experience, brushes that are created like this like this 9000 number 4 round make creating comma strokes and teardrop strokes not hard, but you get a different look. So what I'm going to do here is splay these bristles out, and you can see that we have a graduated style of bristle here. So it's almost like a mountain peak where it slowly descends in size. And in my experience with using bristles like this or brushes like this, a lot of times when you go to create your stroke, you end up getting a pointed round instead of a true round. And that is the only difference that I believe is between these two brushes here. This number 4 is called a round stroke. So when I splay these bristles out, they come to a nice uniformed blunt edge. And again, in my experience with using brushes like this, um, they create a beautiful teardrop from thick to thin with a very blunt round shape. And then again with this style here, where it's a graduated from top to bottom like a mountain peak, you're going to get that point. And I want to demonstrate these two before I move on to the next one. So I'm going to activate some water activated face paint here. This is Wolf Hydrocolor. This is green. I don't know, just dark green that I'm aware of. All right. So again, this is the 9004 because it's a round 4 round brush. You see the point at the very tip of those strokes? This doesn't make it a bad brush, but in my opinion, I don't like the way this looks. So I don't prefer to work with brushes that have this look. And when I was looking at these brushes before I purchased them, that was one thing that stuck out to me, and that's why I bought only one of these, because I wanted to compare them to the round stroke, because I knew it would be like this. Okay, so they all have that little tip, and I'm not trying to put it like that. It's just it's coming out like that. That's the way this brush is designed or made. Let me get some more water. See, even when I'm trying to take time and make it fat, it still has that little tip. Okay, so that was the number 4 round. That's the only one I bought in that line. The next is the number 4 round stroke. Again, this has that blunt end, so this should make a nice round stroke. So this would be excellent brush for your comma strokes, um, your teardrops, and probably even swirls. Okay. There we go. I got to make sure my brush is loaded enough here with good paint. When I start running out of paint, you'll start getting that point there, but not typically. See? So that's the only difference that I spotted, is you're going to get a more rounded stroke with the round stroke than with their 9,000 round series. Okay, and let's go to the number 6 in the round stroke series. I don't like to use creamy paint when I'm doing line work. I like it to be on the thinner side, especially on paper. This is just sheets of printer paper here. Beautiful. Okay. Let's try to swirl. The only other brush that I really like for rounds, for doing commas and teardrops, is Marcelo Bustamante's line. This is the number 4 liner, and like these brushes, this brush is exactly the same with that nice blunt end. So this is an excellent brush for round strokes, um, for your commas and your teardrops. This has become one of my favorite brushes, and I like to treat her liners basically as elongated rounds, because that's what they are. But um, I really like the snap of this liner 4. I feel like it's a little bit um, less tight compared to the 4 round, and I feel like it's perfect. It's a beautiful brush. I really like this brush. Um, and so the number 2 should be the same. So let's do that right quick. Let's try this on my skin. Okay, that's the number 3. Let's go to the 4. It's the 6. Let's go to the 4. Beautiful. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to the 4 round. This is the 9,000 series. I'm going to show you the difference. Again, you're getting that little peak there at the start of every little stroke. For some people, this might not bother them, but it does me. So I prefer a brush that's going to give me this nice rounded start. And that's why I only bought one of these and three of the other brushes, the 9040 series. Round stroke is what you're looking for. And so that's that for that. Those brushes there, and I'm going to switch to a new paper. And we are now looking at the 9430, which I've heard great things about. Um, and this is supposed to be really good for thick to thin lines because of the nice elongated tip on it. And so I'm going to make sure that when I'm loading this, I'm pulling out with the swirl to get that tip point. And there's proof in the pudding right there. This is way up on the tip. Very, very light pressure. Wow, this is incredible. I don't think I have, there's not one other brush that I have that can do this right here with this length. That's incredible. It's literally like a fountain pen. And I'm working on this printer paper, which is very absorbent. It's regular paper, so it's sucking that paint up really quick. Great for a swirl. I'm going to switch to another paper here. I'm not sure if the camera caught what I did with all these swirls right here. So I'm going to do that again. I'm actually going to start on the far left and work my way across the paper and see how far I can get. Okay. This is incredible. So I'm starting to lose paint, starting to get dry. That's crazy. That is insane. This is the 9430 number 6 round pedal. So the way this brush is created, let me get the bristles clean here. It has a nice big belly with a very fine tip. And when you press them into a flat, they all come to a nice fixed um, point, just like the round stroke ones, the ones that I prefer to use. So that's pretty interesting to see that, even with the tapered tip, that these are all the same length. I'm going to see if I can get a comma stroke with this brush. I don't know if I can because of the way it's designed, but since it's cut the way with it even length, I don't know. Okay, no. So you're going to get that point for sure with this brush because of the way it's designed. So definitely this brush is perfect for thick to thin swirls, as you can see here. Um, Let me see if I can do a. I'm using my pinky to help me to help me stay straight up and not allow me to put too much pressure. This is a scroll pinstriping design I like to do. This is a really cool brush. Now, because of the way this brush was designed, you're not going to get that blunted tip, but I'm really impressed with this. Um, I don't have any other brush that can do what this can, and I have a lot of brushes. This is typically done with a liner like this. And that's actually why I bought, this is the number 4 here. It's actually why I bought these big liners to try on pinstriping. Let's see how this does compared to that one. This is the number 4, and it's just over an inch in length. So it'll enable for me to be able to get this out of a brush that's literally half the size of this, and the size difference is incredible just because of the design of this brush with that little fine tip there. Typically this type of work is only done with a liner, which is insane. I'm really impressed with this brush. And I can compare this to Marcella's number 3XL for size. And the KingArt is slightly longer. But this is an excellent brush. It's one of my favorites from Marcella's line. It's the 3 Script Liner XL. Another great brush from her. That's pretty impressive. So this is the number 4 liner, and this is the 9430 number 6. So this can do thick to thin, and with the right amount of pressure with brush control, you can get it to do these super long swirls, which is incredible. I've never experienced a brush like this before. And let me go ahead and use, since we're talking liners, these are actually the last 2 brushes I had anyways. Let's use the number 2 here. And I'm going to compare this with a, let's see, this is a Protege number 2 script liner. Again, it's just a tad bit longer. I think those are lined up right. Yeah, it's just a tad bit longer in length. Beautiful. And you could do all your delicate stuff with this. You could do your tendrils, You could do scroll work. I'm thinking. It's a great liner, just like the 4 was. So all in all, I think these are great brushes. I think they're worth the amount that they ask. It's a good price point for a quality brush. Um, and if you're using synthetic bristles, which these are all synthetic, the original Gold series is all synthetic, so it's vegan friendly. Um, this is their top of the line that they have for synthetic. They have other brushes that are Kolinsky Sable and stuff like that for watercolor. But this is the line that you want to get for acrylic and face paint. And again, the difference between the 9000 series round and the '9040 is the way they come to a tip. So with the 9000 series, you're going to get that mountain style shape. So it's not all equal, and it tends to create a point when you're doing your comma strokes. And then your 9040 series that has a nice blunted tip to get you the round strokes that you're looking for. So I know this ran a bit long. I hope it was informative, and thank you for watching.